you know, if you've got to find the right experts to help you. And again, I think you have to kind of keep this in context. So I'm up here, of course, at the top because product insights are the most important. Ha ha ha, I'm kidding. There's also the strategic insights and then our customer insights as well, right? So all those in context really talk about your company CI strategy. And based on that, you know, you're going to have different experts, right? So for product roadmap planning, it's really about the business team folks, core engineering, architect engineering, and then standards people. I love my standards team members. In marketing, right, it's global and regional marketing. They'll have field engineering and regional CI teams. They may pull me in to help out as needed. And then strategy, of course, has your formal market research and corporate strategy, and then they'll also deal with all the different product and business teams. So I did a little more research. This came from SCIP, the Society of Competitive Intelligence Professionals. It's an article. It was written by a woman named Ellen Naylor, and she talked about what are kind of the big barriers to collaboration. Don't worry, we're not going through all this. It's 2 o'clock, and I don't want to put you all to sleep. But what's in it for me is the first question you're going to ask, and I see John nodding his head. Would you agree with that?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Everybody's tuned in to WIIIFM. What's in it for me? And thank you to Julie. I got that from Julie here, one of our teammates. Knowledge is power, particularly in an engineering company, right? Everybody wants to be the expert. So it's how do you break that down? How do you get people thinking that they're part of the greater good? And I believe anybody in this room can do that, right? And then the big thing for us is lack of time. And I'm sure that's true for all companies, but engineering is always under deadlines. So again, all that information, if I give that all to them in one big giant gulp, it's going to be information overload and we're never going to get anywhere, right? So Ellen also talked about the behaviors to encourage collaboration. And the big thing is make it easy to share the information. I've developed an internal CI website with over 10,000 pages that I've scanned over 3 years. But when I'm getting a team together to analyze a problem, I specifically will pick the SEC filings that I want, the proposals that I want, any other junk I've picked up off the web. And that helps structure the conversation. So the engineering manager who told me he doesn't have time, I've got it down to 2 to 4 hours of analysis time for them. They can deal with that. They can deal with that. And then they can come to the meeting kind of prepared, right? So I always do a setup meeting, right? Be an active listener. And this, some of you may like and not like. Don't come to the meeting waiting for Moses to come down with the stone tablets. You are Moses, right? You are Moses. That means you should go into those meetings with an idea, not just of, hey, we want a new product analysis. Hey, here's what I think. I think we have a deficiency here in this product. I don't ever worry about being wrong on my first analysis, by the way. That doesn't bother me. I'm okay with being wrong because what I'm trying to do is get the group, to coalesce very quickly around some ideas. We don't have time to always brainstorm. I do these meetings several times a year, but then I do senior management reports with a trade-off. So I think it's just really important for you to be an active part of the solution, okay? And then also make sure you reward folks. One thing that I always do, you can't do it in a senior management presentation, but I think it's a small thing. If people have helped me do a senior management internal presentation, I go back and make that presentation to the team and tell them what the senior manager said. It's a small thing. We have what are called high fives. You can submit people for awards. You can always acknowledge them if you're doing something we have something called Converge. It's like our internal Facebook where you can share and swap things. So I try and give people, I think credit is important. Sometimes it works and not, but always make sure you take that time to go back and say thank you. So now when you're developing insights, this came from a great book that I like and use a lot called Defending Your Brand by Tim Calkins. You really should think about, what are the competitors' goals and objectives? Because I'll tell you what, we're almost always first to the market. Our competitors copy us. I could come up with a list from here to the wall of things that our competitors are doing that we're not, and I spend time figuring out how to fight it. But in the context of the company and what I talked to you about, we're going through this amazing change in our industry. So we don't have time to answer every little competitive thing with the technology. And thank God we don't, because these things are so complicated that I don't think anybody's going to make a decision on them. But again, it's in context. It means I flag them, but I don't take it personally if we're not going to solve everything, right?